Hello, today I'll be talking about the importance and evolution of the business management. My name is Samuel Corredor Rincon, and okay, let's start. So the main objective of this project was basically to show the importance and evolution of business management based on a research done at the theoretical and practical level. We had in our research a primary and a secondary source. In my case, my primary source was an interview with the owner and manager of the construction company Constructora Concord. I'll talk about that later. And secondary source, I found different sources taken from different databases, especially Business Source Lead and Business Economics and Theory Collection. So, about my primary source, I interviewed Mr. Puentes, as I was telling you. Some information about him. He is the owner and management of the company Constructora Concord. He has been working for Constructora Concord for approximately 13 years. He is 47 year old. He has a lot of experience in the construction environment. He worked with another company back in Colombia, which name is Compensar, and he constructed buildings of like different kinds, starting from dining halls to logistic terminals. And yeah, that's basically some information about him. Okay, now let's go to the definition that we got from the research of business management. This is not a definition that I took from internet. This is the definition that, as I told you, I got from all the research done. So basically, business management is the way in which a person or a group of people manages, controls, and distributes the resources obtained after a certain time. Of course, clarifying that the resources do not necessarily have to be money. Throughout the research, I understood how important it is to manage the people. The human resource part is very important. That's why I took this phrase that says the conventional definition of management is getting work done through people, but real management is developing people through work. I cannot say his name is Aga Hassan Naveri, but I think it's a very nice quote that shows the important or not only focus the main objective on money, but also in the people. The importance of the human resource department in business management. So as I was telling you, the human resource part in a company is important. Actually, without a good management of humanity, it is impossible to maintain a good company and maintain it in the market. Without humanity, there is not there wouldn't be any company. So it is important to know that. Other important concept that we learned was the knowledge. How it is important to develop the knowledge of the worker, not only his university studies, but also to know the applicability of those theories. Other important concept that I learned during the project was innovation. How important it is to create a challenging work environment so that the employee feels that he or she feels motivated to improve and create. That's why the innovation is gonna develop. Okay, some key points from the interview. Mr. Puentes talked about the balance between costs and incomes. It seems like a very basic concept, but he said, without the good management of this principle, it's not possible to remain and continue in the market. It's impossible. If your costs are greater than the incomes, it's impossible. He said that at least your costs and your incomes should be the same. That way you can remain in the market. Of course, the ideal way would be to have more incomes than costs. But this is important. He also mentioned an example of a company back in Colombia that is passing through difficult moments because of lack of this principle. They didn't balance the costs and the incomes. So right now they are passing through difficult times, and it's possible that they may go out of the market because of this, because of the big debts that they're having right now. Other important concept was the term quintar. I didn't find a translation for this concept. It basically means that it is important for a company to save. Constructora Concord, that is the company of Mr. Puentes, is a Christian company. I mean, it's based on Christian values. And he mentioned this concept based on Genesis 41:34. I'm gonna read it right now. I have it here. It says, Pharaoh should do this. He should appoint officials throughout the land to collect 1/5 of the produce of the land of Egypt during 7 years of abundance. So basically the term quintar means collecting the fifth part of your earnings. So what Mr. Puentes wanted to show is that even in the Bible says that it is very important to save money. So in every single company it is fundamental to save money, especially of course in the management part. It's important to manage the savings. The treatment to the employee, that's also a very important part of the management. Creating an excellent work environment is fundamental. I can say, because I've been in Mr. Puente's company, that the work environment is very nice. It's not only challenging, but also is a collective environment. Everyone wants to be with everyone. So that's why it's important also to develop the talents. The talents are not only characteristics and knowledge based on work experience, but also motivation and personalities. And it's important to develop the personality of the employee of the employee in the work environment. Risk management, especially in the construction field, it is important to take care of this, because at least in Colombia, Mr. Puentes was showing us that it is important to be strict with the law and pay the health insurance and coverage for the workers. It depends the category. In the case of administrative workers, they are type 1. Is not that expensive because they are not very close to danger. However, in construction, there are people that are involved like with certain activities that are close to danger. So it is important to make sure that you, as a manager, as a construction manager, of course, give the appropriate insurance for them. Contract management, as we all know, construction is a type of job that is not like super long. You start building, constructing, and then when the construction is over, the people that was working with you are not going to work with you anymore. So it is very important to have a good contract management program in which you clarify the amount of time you want the worker to work with you, and of course the wages and salaries. That's also very important. During the study and the research, I understood that business management has developed steadily, patiently, and dependently on market movements. It's a step by step. That's basically what I get from the evolution of management. It is important to know that it's a step by step, but you should do everything in order, knowing that every single step is important. Of course, the steps that I mentioned are super important in the case of the construction field, of the management in the construction field. My final conclusion is the following. I'm going to read it. It says, it can be concluded that managers have a high responsibility in their hands because they are in charge of controlling and managing the company so that it works in an excellent way. The organization stays in the market, the human part is happy and safe, the workers fulfill their duties, the times of work and wages are clear, and much more. So yeah, this was a great study. I learned a lot. I really enjoyed the interview. I think it was pretty nice, a nice primary source. And I'll say the part that I most get from this research was like the involvement in the real world. Not only like doing studies and stay like with the theory, but also go to the real world and see how they apply all the theories and concepts. thank you very much. As I told you at the beginning, my name is Samuel Corredor, and I hope you liked the presentation and my project. These are the images references because the references of the concepts are in the essay. Thank you very much.